Doug Lawson is a very, very intelligent, caring human being.
Balanced, wise,
professional, articulate.
I can't think of anyone more deserving than Doug Lawson of this accolade.
Hello there, I'm Tony Doucette, and I'm here with this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner, lawyer, community leader, and father, Doug Lawson. Before I get into the law thing, I think all of us can point to a person or persons that kind of pushed you toward that fork in the road instead of that one. Any one or two that you recall?
Well, you know, my parents were the most important influence in my life. They really were. They were both school teachers, which may, to some, seem like a detriment. Actually, was a tremendous benefit. I had decided I wanted to be a lawyer, believe it or not, when I was 9. And don't ask me how, because I have no idea. There's no basis for really doing that, but never changed my mind. Not only that, but I didn't even get a general BA. I went in after 2 years, which you could do if your marks were good enough, and went into law school and was out and finished in 5 years.
You came back to Windsor upon graduation from Western?
I did.
And did you join the McTagg Law Firm immediately after graduation?
I'm one of those, I think, rare animals and lucky animals. I've only had one job in my life. In 1965, Charlie Clark, the senior partner, hired me as an articling student. He was really my mentor. He took me under his wing. He taught me a lot about law, but he taught me more about community. The McTagg firm has always had a great social conscience because of him. He told me once, very early on in my career, you know, don't worry about income, simply get out in the community, do some good things there, and the rest will look after itself, and how right he was.
What about Windsor?
Windsor is, I think, a volunteerism city, probably one of the best in the country.
Do you remember your early experiences getting out there into the community and being a part of it?
I remember my very first one, and it's strange that it's actually a Chamber of Commerce committee, the Finance and Taxation Committee, which I joined in 1967. And that's really what started me in the community, and it was the Chamber of Commerce, and eventually became chair of that particular committee, and ultimately chair of the Chamber. It was fun. It was truly fun. And frankly, I think life's a little bit like that. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, whether it's your profession or your volunteerism, then don't do it. Find something you do like, because life's short, and it has been really, really fun for me to do these kinds of things.
Are there one or two projects that you've been involved in that were your favorites that you are most proud of?
Probably as chair of the University of Windsor, to see 4 major buildings go up in the last few years. All of those happened while I was on the board and chair of the University of Windsor, and that we're all very proud of.
Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you would like to say, given the occasion at which this will be shown?
Well, I would like to say this, that I think it's really all about accountability, and one's life is about accountability. You've got to be accountable to your family, you've got to be accountable to your profession, and you certainly have to be accountable to your community. Lastly, and most importantly, to yourself. And frankly, if you are there, then the rest of it will simply unfold well. I'd like to thank the Chamber of Commerce, and I'd like to thank the City of Windsor for being so supportive.
Right back at you.
Thank you.
Doug is one of the finest persons and best lawyers that I've had the privilege to be associated with. He's the kind of person who has been able to provide support and assistance to all of those he's been associated with.
He's a very proud member of this community, and he represents us really well. And there are some people who think their community is the best in the world and they've never been anywhere else. Doug's been everywhere. But he's always a great ambassador for Windsor.
I think the fact that he was born and raised here, went to school here, has a very strong sense of pride in his community. And he loves to travel, but he also loves to come home.
Others will identify the several institutions with which he's been associated, I think in terms of the hospitals, the university, hospice, and others. Almost too numerous to mention.
I can't think of anything that Doug Lawson has ever been involved with that has not been successful. Doug is involved in many organizations around the city. His work as the chair of the university board of governors, he just did a tremendous job. I sat in the audience and watched him as chair, and I just learned so much from Doug, just in the way that he conducted the meetings, in the way that he got things done at the university.
You want board members who understand and really own the institution. And Doug was a fabulous example of that, because he always zeroed right to the heart of a matter. And sometimes he was pretty tough, but it was always with the intention of making the institution better. And I always appreciated that.
Doug's commitment, as I have always seen it to be, is to people. He wants to serve individuals, provide them with support, guidance, assistance.
He's somebody that people turn to whenever they need help, wise counsel, or if they just want to have fun. He works hard, he plays hard, and he's a great friend.
Without a doubt, Doug Lawson is a leader. He's a professional. He's committed to Essex County, to the city of Windsor. But you know what? Most importantly, to Janice and I, he's a true friend.
Balanced, wise, supportive. Now that's Doug.